All right, the Yankees dropped this first game against the Brewers, 8-2, and it's unfortunate. They got to win this series. They want to keep any chance of even thinking about postseason. I mean, it's still a long shot, but they had an opportunity to pick up a game on Boston, who lost tonight, but unfortunately the Yankees lost, so they're still 2 games behind Boston in the wild card. So, gotta take these next 2 games. No doubt about it. The weather looks spotty tomorrow too, like it's gonna potentially rain late morning, early afternoon. So it's dicey. Ceremonies for the All-Star game start at 11:30 tomorrow. Game itself is at 2. So it's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. I hope the weather doesn't rain out the Old Timers game and the regular game as well. Let me look at the Weather Channel here right now. But yeah, the Yankees need to win these games. There's no doubt about it. It's a disappointing loss. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see. Let's have a look at. Let me look specifically. Bronx, New York. Let's have a look. Here we go. Bronx, New York. All right. Bronx. Okay. Let's see. Bronx, New York. Okay, Bronx, New York. Here we go. 67. Right now it's 73. Tomorrow, we look at the daily and the hourly. Yeah, it's got a pretty high percentage of rain, which stinks. And my consigliere Joe traveled for this game, and it will be disappointing. It's supposed to start raining at 2 here. Rain for a couple hours in the morning, and then it's supposed to pick up again at 1 o'clock, and it looks like it's going to rain from 1 to 4 with a pretty decent percentage of rain. So that's what the weather looks like tomorrow right now. So it's a little dicey. So it's beware. It's beware. I hope they don't, for those that are going, I hope they don't rain out this thing tomorrow. So it's crappy timing for the weather. It really is. But it's supposed to rain tonight, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Jeez Louise. It's supposed to rain the next 6 days. 6 freaking days. Unbelievable. What a frustrating situation there. I mean, really, that stinks. I hope that doesn't happen. I really do. That's annoying. Duh. Oh, yeah. But again, back to the game. Sloppy play. Defense wasn't good. Severino also got hurt. He's injured his side. He's being sent for diagnostic tests. This could be the last time you ever see Severino pitch for the Yankees. Now, I'll throw in a caveat. Clayton Beater's pitching tonight too, meaning he's on the same schedule, the same rotation as Luis Severino. So if they want to call up somebody now to start to replace Severino, is likely going to go on the IL. Beater's a good guy to think of, because you can not only get him on the 40-man, you keep him protected from the Rule 5 draft, and you get another starter in the rotation. So just a thought. I hope the Yankees actually do it. I really do. Hello, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Sean, Jennifer, Shemp, Brian York, Joel Consigliere. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Joel, yes, exactly. Exactly. Mr. Brian York, Sean Browning, and Lapari's in the house, Dev, Shemp, NFV's in a place, Jonathan. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Who else we got here? Mr. O'Brien. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of you, gang. Really, really. Corey. Get the whole crew here. So, and it's doubtful that Joe's. I saw your question. It's doubtful that I'm going to be going, unfortunately, particularly if it rains too. Not 100%, obviously. And my wife and I have decided it's probably not the wisest move for me to go all the way up and go to the game and whatnot. It's just, got to be smart about it. So if it was, I mean, damn, if I had, and we talked about this, like if I had another month, I'd be going no problem. But so I have not enough time out of rehab yet to build up what I need to build up for. So I do apologize for that. But I hope you get to see this freaking game, Joe. I really, really do. You know, um, I definitely don't want to go from not going to be 100%. Uh, yeah, I mean, this is a disappointing. I mean, it's bittersweet. It's like a frustrating venture Severino's career. I mean, absolutely. So, um, so we'll see, Lapari. We will say back under 500 by a game. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it was a not a pretty game. We need to win tomorrow, especially on old timers game. We got to honor the '98 team. 25 years later, we have to freaking win tomorrow. And then Cole, happy birthday to Garrett Cole, by the way. It's his 33rd birthday today. Shout out to him. And um, we got to win Cole it's Cole versus Corbin Burns. Ace versus Ace on Sunday. Tomorrow it's Wade Miley versus Michael King. So yeah, Brandon, I have a feeling that with this injury now that Luis Severino is probably likely done for the season too. Just get up Clayton Beater if you can now. So it's yeah. I think Boone's job is safe too. I mean, personally, I think it's too early to say it's a big mistake signing Rodon. I think it's too early to call him a bust yet. So, has he gotten off to a good start? No, but he's shown just how good he can be. So I do think. I mean, he missed the first 3 months of the season too with an injury too. So with a full year next year and health, I think he'll be fine. Gates open at 11, Joel. 11 o'clock. You can get in the more at 11. The ceremony I think starts at 11:30 for the old timer game. The regular game is at 2 o'clock. No. Yeah, it is making it easier for the Yankees to move on from. Absolutely, Shemp. Yes, it is. He injured his right side. They're taking him for diagnostics. I'm guessing it's an oblique or some side of his back or something. And that's a crappy. I mean, he was off to a nice little roll here, but a crappy way to end his Yankee career. Really, he got hit last time hard. What a crappy way to end his career. It's unfortunate. So yeah, I mean, that we need to honor the 1998 team tomorrow, and win this game. We need some of our young kids to do things, and we need some of our veterans to do things too. We can't just rely on our um. You can't just rely on our what do you call it, kids. Gary Sanchez fractured wrist, and Gary Sanchez fractured. Oh, did he break his wrist? Oh, damn. Joey Gallo foot contusion, both on IL. Oh, look at that. That sucks. Yeah, I think Rodon will have a better year next year. I still think it's premature to call him a bust. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding, Jonathan. Get him off the 40. Put Sevy on the 60. Yeah, get him off the 40 and get Beater on. Like, really. Absolutely, Jonathan. I'm with you there, dude. I am with you there, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Severino's an ace arm, ace potential, but he's never put it together. And that's very frustrating. Injury prone, inconsistently. It's just very frustrating to see that talent not come to fruition. No. I can see the crowd cheering for Gita, but maybe. Maybe. No. Yeah, I would wait on Rodon too. I think it's a little too early. Yeah. Magic number to be eliminated from the wild card is 14. It's just Yeah, unfortunately, Lepar, yeah. Do I think they're going to evaluate and change how they're going to use analytics? That's what we heard from Hal. They're going to bring in an outside company to do that, evaluate it, and see what they do. So we'll catch and we'll see what they, we'll see how they do it and what they do. But again, it's probably a wise idea because the way that they've used analytics has been not successful. So I would definitely do it. Um, I think a balance between again analytics and good fundamental baseball is a wise idea. They got way too involved in analytics this past year. So other teams, it looks like the other teams don't really use it as much, but they use it way better than the Yankees do. So you know, no moves are going to be announced yet, Jonathan. They're running Severino for testing tomorrow, so they'll do that as standard procedure, and then they'll put him on the IL. They won't announce anything yet, Jonathan, until they get confirmation and all this stuff. There's a rumor that even how the fine analysts think, yeah, well, I read this today too, that they were not on the same page with him, but not one person tried to stop him. And he doesn't need their approval. He's the owner of the team. So I know people would try to tie Cashman into this. Cashman did not try to overrule him. He did not try to stop him. Okay, that was Hal's decision. Good for him. But people were just trying to tie in Cashman, trying to turn this into a scandal. It's not a scandal. He doesn't need approval from anybody. He owns the team. So, and I had some people telling me I was being misleading and blah. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Nobody can prove it. Cashman tried to stop the guy. All right. So, but again, yeah, Hal can defy analytics, and why not? Why not? So, good for him. He wanted the Martian and he wanted Austin Wells up. Hal, so good for him. Good for him. And again, it was a welcome, bold move by Hal. He showed that he was interested in the team winning. So, where a lot of us have felt for a while that he hasn't shown that. So it was a welcome addition, a welcome move by Hal. So kudos to him for that. Oh. Hal prevented him from selling at the deadline. That's all we know, Jonathan. But it is what it is. They didn't sell. Hal's gonna. Yeah, I think Hal will be much more involved in free agency. I'm with you there too, NFE. I would agree with that. Yeah, the Baltimore Orioles beat up on the Red Sox today. Toronto also won. So Yankees could have picked up a game on Boston, but they're staying two games behind them. No. When does Dominguez 6 year? Next year. If he's on the team, his first year pre-arb will be next year. Because he was called up like the last month of the season. So full season he'll need in order to get that year. So next year is his first year pre-arb. Would be his first year pre-arb. So he'll have 6 years until he becomes a free agent. Volpe will have 5. This was his first year pre-arb this year. So service time clock, yeah. Dave, as far as I know, it starts next year. So, which is good. 10 spots in the draft. Who's going to drop 10 spots in the draft? You mean the Yankees, Jonathan? Why would the Yankees drop 10 spots in the draft? They're under the Cohen threshold right now. So last time I looked, so that's good. And so they don't have to drop 10 spots because of that. That's for damn sure. Would it have been nice had they sold? Yeah. But right now, as far as I'm reading, the Yankees are under the Cohen threshold. Jonathan, let me see. Let me take a look again here. Let's take a look at right now. Let's take a look again. Yeah, Jason Dominguez also went yard today again. stole his first base. So he's filling up the stat sheets everywhere. Let's see, Yankees payroll today. Uh, so let's see right now. Let's see what the Yankees payroll is right now. Let's see, what the hell was their payroll? Looks like 284,953,796. So they're just under it right now by about 9 mil. 284. The Cohen threshold is 293. So if they were, and it's where you end the season is at the end of that with the payroll, is not when you started. So if they stay here right now, they will not be over the Cohen threshold, which is good. So they won't have to drop 10 spots for that. No. And Hurricane Lee is not going to hit like our East Coast for another couple of days too, Lapari. But yeah, it's still going to be pretty wicked. No. Start your season in April for your service time start. I think if you call up in June, a certain amount of games that you need to play in order to be classified as a rookie. June, I think, fits that series. But he was called up for friggin' August. So I don't think his service clock is going to start until next year. So I do see them being a little bit more aggressive and probably a little bit more calculated wink in this offseason. I do. No, I really, really do. No. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Wink. I do see them being more calculated and more aggressive. But yeah, that's it right now, Jonathan. That's what we see right here. $284,953,796. The payroll today. That includes active payroll, injured list money, reserves, suspended cash, retained salary, and minor league salary too. Yes, they have. With the suspensions, yep. Yes, indeed. Which those suspensions, fortunately helped. So I don't know, Clint. Honestly. Hello, welcome Trinidad. I was at Trinidad a while back for Carnival, and a bunch of years ago when I was out of college, I dated a Trinity girl, Clint, and Carnival was wild in Trinity. Trinidad, man, that was fantastic, man. Loved it. Steel pan, the whole works, Clint. That was fantastic, man. Marshall, yeah, Marshall was called up in August. Judge called up in about August. Yep, right for September roster expansion. Judge, so right around that time. I'm a Jets guy, Mr. Brian York. I like the Giants, but I'm a Jets fan. My loyalty is to the Jets. So, but I do like the Giants. I do. How about you? How about you, Brian? Oh, the Thunder. Oh, and the rain is here too. I hear the thunder and the rain here right now. You might even hear the thunder in the background. But you're right, Jonathan. That's a good point. With Herman and Cordero suspended, well, that's a good, some good save money there. Am I feeling Rodgers? So far, I'm feeling the defense more than I'm feeling Rodgers. I think the offensive line has got to stay healthy with Rodgers. And Rodgers, I'll give him this. He's already making Zach Wilson, their backup quarterback, better. So Wilson's stepping up and playing better football. So whether Rodgers is a dick or whether he's not, it looks like he's making Zach Wilson better. So he's having an impact already. That's the way I feel right now, Brian. And the Lions are an up-and-coming team, Anthony. No, Rodon's not having the best season. He's had some injuries. He missed time, and he never had a spring training. So I think if we have a full season and a full spring training, I think he'll have a much better year next year. And we need him to have one. You know what I mean? I mean, I'd say I wouldn't say Super Bowl or bust. Would I like it? Yeah, but I mean, they got to get through Miami. They got to get through Buffalo. They got to get through New England. That's a tough task in the AFC East. So, I want them to get to the playoffs and make a run to the playoffs. So I'd be happy with that. Super Bowl would be phenomenal, but we'll see. I'm a Manhattaner, Davey. I'm from Manhattan, no Long Island. Lost Long Island, yeah. I mean, we got a combination, I think, out of Long Island Jets and Giants. A lot of Long Island are Mets fans too, not Yankee fans. So I'm from Manhattan, Hell's Kitchen. That's Midtown West. So yeah, it's raining pretty hard right now. Damn. Um, yeah, oh, yeah, man. We can shut up, Bills Nation, man. Yeah, we got to beat them in on Sunday, man. We got to beat them to open the season. Mets lost to the Twins, 5-2. Playoffs are never realistic. Yeah, one plug. I mean, it's a long shot right now. It really is a long shot. Giants, Jets, Super Bowl wink. I like what you're thinking, man. I like the way you're thinking, baby. No, I do. Yeah, I mean, Zach also never had Zach also never had protection from his offensive line. He looked fragile. I mean, we need a better offensive line to protect whoever the hell is throwing the ball or handing the ball off. We have not had an offensive line like a decade to protect the quarterback. So, and they threw Zach Wilson right to the wolves, and he didn't have protection. He definitely wasn't ready. No, you know what I mean? Scungili's in the house. What's good? And it did not feel good. That's for damn sure. Scungili did not feel good. Yankees got to win the next 2 games. They got to win the series against the Brewers. They really, really do. No, Troy can go into repair shop for backyard still bad. That's a good point. Yeah. Chiefs Giants Super Bowl. Be a fun Super Bowl too. Brian. Yeah, it's a tough Super Bowl pick right there, Giants Jets. It really is. It really, really is. So the offense needs more work. The offense needs more contact. They need more reliable left-handed thing. I talked about the roster earlier today, and put out a video this morning about we broke down the 40-man roster. And we're like, who should be on it and why, and who should not be on it next year? There's at least 8 or 10 guys that don't need to be on this roster, so the Yankees can call up some of their young kids. We need better freaking backups, people who can be reliable even if they don't play for all the time. Like, they need a better roster. Honestly, they really, really do. So I hope that they make some moves, even if it's guys like whatever it is. Candelario, guys like that, just versatile freaking players that aren't on a cheap. Complement some of these young players. Hopefully, get some good pitchers and get some good bullpen depth and some depth everywhere. But we need better depth. Franchi doesn't need to be here. Neither does Billy McKinney, Jake Barris. I appreciate these guys, but they don't need to be on this roster. There's a bunch of other guys. God damn, it's pretty good. It's like hail rain. Phew. You're damn right, Stephen B. They got to win every series. Damn right. So, the whole time, I mean, as far as I know, there's a game tomorrow. As far as I know, Wink. And again, I got to honor the 1998 team. As far as I know, there's a game. Starts at 11:30. The ceremony itself, and it's usually like a 3 or 4 inning game or something like that. So, and the regular game is at 2. So they should bring it back. That's for damn sure. Why did they not do it? Is it because of COVID? So, we need to see this happen. I mean, the ceremony is not going to be 2 hours, 2.5 hours like before our game. So, got to have something around. I'm thinking old timers can be there. Yeah, hail's hitting the window. Yeah, I hear it too. No tornado warning right now. Thank the heavens. 1998 is one of the greatest Yankee teams ever, baby. One of the greatest Yankee teams ever. I put that up against Murderer's Row. No. Mm-hmm. Damn right, special team. Prospects to the roster? Yeah, we do. New top, yes. Like, I would have Will Warren on there. I would have Clayton Beater. I'd have freaking Thorpe. Like, those guys on the roster. I'd have some other guys, too, like, on the roster. I'd have Andres Traparo. I'd have freaking Tyler Hardman and Rice. Like, some of these guys, I would have them on the damn roster. And honestly, while they're still continuing to develop in the minors, I would have them on the roster instead of these other guys that really don't need to be on the damn roster. So we need to get our backup spots much more better moving forward. So New York, man. New York City, Louis G. New York City. Yeah, I mean, they need more offense, no doubt about it. Dominguez, so far, so good. Yeah, I think this greatest team ever 2-1 play. I'm with you there. No. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we can't just rely on the Utes for every game. We can't do it. So we need other veterans to better complement these Utes and push the Utes. Like, we can't have the Utes only pushing the veterans who are underperforming. We need some other veterans to complement these guys and mentor them. And, like, you know what I mean? We need to have these guys to continue to develop. We need to put the right teammates around them to help in their development. So we can't hang our wishes on Stanton, Rizzo, and DJ for next year to hold it together. We can't do it. It's too risky a proposition. We need other guys here to go with our young kids. To help these kids develop. Well, the Orioles beat up on Boston. They beat. Might lose power. If I lose power, my apologies. And they definitely need some smarter, better analytics guys going there. You got that right. Yeah. Shit. I might lose power, guy. So if I do, my apologies if I get cut off. Honestly, this weather's pretty suspect. It really is. So there's no damage outside or our other house that we're putting together too. Yeah, Drew Thorpe. Like, these are the types of guys. Like, Jack Harry's books on 98 Yankees is a good book. It's a good book. But, like, if you haven't heard, right? Yeah, let me pull this up. All right. Let me pull this up. Let's see. Yankees 40-man roster. Okay. Right now. And it's like 2023 right now. You got guys like Albert Abreu. He's down. He's injured now. We got someone to replace him too. Ray Weiss to replace him. Who wasn't very good today. But Albert Abreu, I mean, like, he doesn't need to be on the 40-man. We got some other guys here. Who else? Some other names. Jake Bowers doesn't need to be on the 40-man. Like, who else? Billy McKinney doesn't need to be on there. Ryan Weber doesn't need to be on there. Okay. Anthony Masewicz doesn't need to be on there. Yoendris Gomez doesn't need to be on there. Like I said, Franchi Cordero doesn't need to be on there. Like I said, like, either play them in the majors or get them off the goddamn 40-man. Trade them. Do something. You know what I mean? So, have I ever encountered a shelf cloud? No, but I've encountered a tornado in Georgia. I was working for my uncle's company in Smyrna, Georgia. I was there for 3 weeks, and I saw a funnel, a live tornado, about a mile and a half from me. Just went right. I was scared shitless out of my mind. Out of my mind. No. Beauty guy. Yeah, I mean, no, yeah. I'm not surprised Beauty got hit hard. But he's a guy I would bring up to protect him from the 40-man. I mean, from the Rule 5 draft and put him on the 40-man. So for Florida, yeah, I mean, they're not, he has a strikeout problem in the major leagues, but just trade the guy. Let him go somewhere else and play. Let him somebody else give him a chance. What are you doing with what the hell are you doing with Florio? No, it's just Higgy and Bauer back to my yeah. I mean, it's like I like Higgy. I like that he's mentoring Austin Wells. And again, but like Jose Trevino, he's a guy that has a little bit of trade value. He's similar to Ben Borkvet. Neither one of them has a good bat. But like, who are we going to go for in free agency? We're not going to trade for Salvador Perez, who makes $20 million a year. So it's crazy. One play. I was about a mile or so away. I saw this funnel like this. It was like tilted, and it was just destroying everything in its path. It was crazy. Right, Texas, the king of the Lone Star State is here. That was the scariest I've ever. I called my parents. I'm gonna die. I was on the phone with my mom and dad for the whole time. So I was out there by myself in Georgia for 3 weeks. Being in a storm in the ocean. I've been there too. Deep sea fishing. Yep. Tornadoes are scary. Storms in the water are scary. I mean, yeah, Ben Rice is not. I keep an eye on Ben Rice. I talked about him too. Like, he profiles better offensively as a catcher. Austin Wells profiles better offensively as a first baseman. They could replace Anthony Rizzo after 2024 by phasing in Austin Wells for first base, and you can put Ben Rice behind the plate. And he's also significantly improved his game, his catching and blocking and all that stuff. So it's true. It's possible. Jung Ho Lee would be phenomenal. I think he'd be perfect as a leadoff hitter for us. And Yamamoto would be fantastic too. I mean, honestly, like if you can get both of them here, I would do it. Can't get him in a package deal. Can't do that. Jung Ho Lee is from Korea. Yamamoto's from Japan. Different leagues. One of them is in the KBO, Jung Ho Lee, and one of them is in NPB. Yamamoto. So, those would be separate signings. Yeah, separate signings. But yeah, I love Ben Rice, and again, every time he moves up a level, he plays even better. So it's almost like he's meant to be a freaking Yankee at some point too. So, and the Yankees have some catching depth. I would be exercising it if I were them. I would move on from probably. You're gonna have to make a decision. Move on from Severino. Move on from Higgy. Like, they're gonna have to make a decision. They really, really are. No. Broken noses are definitely not fun. Definitely not fun having a broken nose. Oy, 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 oy. The weather's calmed down. It's still raining. But you're right. It has calmed down. But there's still thunder out there, and it's supposed to get thunderstorms pretty much all night. So we'll see. Brewers manager Craig Counsell has a World Series ring logo on it. Does he really? Well, I know he got one. I think it was with the Arizona Diamondbacks when they beat the Yankees in the 2001 World Series. Oh, no one in the Yankees dugout tonight has one. Custom shade. You might be right there. You might be right. What is he doing with the World Series and with the Yankees logo on? It's my question. Custom shade. Because he never played for the Yankees, Craig Counsell. Sandy was awful. Sandy was awful. That's just bludgeon New York. Rizzo has one. Well, this is true one point. It's with the Cubs, but he does have one. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Katrina, yeah, I was down in Louisiana. Yeah. Teams linked to Tommy Pham. I don't know. I don't see the point in getting Tommy Pham. We're gonna have to go a different route. So to the Yankee Pike and discern. American Chopper. I tell you, when I went to the food tasting for my wedding in the Jersey Shore, the son, Paul Jr., he was getting married at the same place as I was. Him and his dad, they were active at the food tasting that my mom and dad and I were at with my wife. They were there. Paul Jr. got married the same place I got married in the Jersey Shore. No, pretty damn cool. My dad was a huge American Choppers fan. They had the best bullpen in the majors, but their bullpen has been injured and overworked, and um, they had it before. I don't think it is now. Still, go get him, Apart. Have a good night, my man. The ball sounds different. Yeah, I mean, he's got a nice swing. He's got a good head for the game. He's got a good feel for the game. So he hits better from the lefty side than he does the righty. But so far, I like what I see. I like what I see with Jason Dominguez. I mean, how can you not? No, pro far off. Well, he got claimed tonight by the Padres, Hayden, but he was doing crappy for the Rockies. We didn't need Jerks Profar anyway, so man, we didn't need Profar. Thinking of retiring there. Where you gonna retire? Where's my Consigliere gonna retire? Texas? Houston. Okay. Retire in Houston. Okay. All right. Yoshida. Yeah, yeah. Fortunately that didn't happen. Housing. Yeah, housing is definitely affordable in Houston. Waco too is another place where housing is affordable. Yeah, and Boston's doing well with Yoshida. So hopefully the Yankees will consider this kid unduly. I really, really do. Um, you have Lee in the left, Dominguez in center, and Judge in right. That's a nice setup. Or if they go for the gusto and want to get Soto for next year in free agency, if he's still a free agent available, and you get Soto for left, Dominguez in center, and Judge in right. Either way, that's a super duper elite outfield. Super duper elite. Either one of those outfields. But again, you're probably gonna have to pay over $400 million for Juan Soto. So this young Julio, at most he might cost 100. At most, he's younger. I mean, they're right around the same actually. They're around 24, 25 years old. So I think Otani's going to get between 450 and 500. I think somebody's going to give him like 45 to 50 a year for 10 years. I do. I really, really do. Whoever that is, let them knock themselves out and knock themselves out. I pass on them. Oh, good. We'll do it bigger in Texas, though. We appreciate that, Buckeye. Take good care. I know you will. I trust you guys to do right by him. I know you. I know you will. I have no worry. I think Joe's in good hands over there with you guys. So he's in good hands. Hmm. We'll see, Louis G. We'll see who we get. Yeah, I pass on Otani, no doubt. I also pass on Bellinger. I think too. He's going to cost probably at least 200 million. You know, you could have Jones at first base, and yeah, you could profile over there too, Stephen B. That's true. This is true. Yeah, Soto. I mean, he's the risky gamble, right? he could get locked up by the Padres, and then you can miss out on home truly. Like it's a risk that you have to be willing to take and willing to take a chance on. So I don't know if the Yankees will do that or not. I honestly don't know. Yankees have to decide on their rotation. I don't think Severino's going to come back. I think he's gone. I think Herman's gone too. Possibly even Nestor Cortez. I can't see a scenario where Severino comes back. Aiden, I just can't. Cubs and Yankees. Yes, they did, Aaron. Yeah, I think Sevy's gone too. I do. Change of scenery. I think he'll probably go to a National League team. But we'll see. We'll see where he goes. Honestly, we'll see where Severino goes. But it's going to be a really interesting offseason. I'm also going to be. I did my free agent previews. I'm going to do my free agent predictions too. And when I do my predictions, I'm going to do the team and the contract. I'm going to predict both. So, um, that way we can have both of that stuff. I have a little bit more information with the prediction. So that's coming soon. I have a bunch of other stuff coming soon too. So if it's anybody in here that's not subscribed to the channel, just do that before you leave. Okay. And no news on Severino. They're running tests on him tomorrow, Aiden. Tomorrow morning they're running tests on Sevy, so not tonight. Diagnostic test tomorrow. So we've got nothing to report right now, at least. So I heard they're waiting for tomorrow morning to run the test. So I think we'll have some more intel tomorrow. That's for sure. And I'll make sure I'll make sure you get it as well. So, but I do think he's done for the season too well, Pug. And that sucks, man. I mean, I hope they call up Peter or Will Warren or both. Find a way to get these young pitchers up here. Honestly, find to get these young pitchers up here. It would be a good idea to have them both up here. Give them a shot. So, any decent left field? Jung-Hoo Lee from Korea. You got Cody Bellinger. Those are probably the two most popular names, Lewis, right now. No. It's yeah. Vita would be my first choice too because I want to protect him from the damn Rule 5 draft. He has to be put on the 40-man to be protected, otherwise he gets exposed, and I think he will get scooped up. Well, yeah, I think it's an oblique injury too, in which case he's probably done for the season. Probably done as a Yankee, which stinks. I mean, I wanted him to go out strong, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, Aiden. I wouldn't put too much stock into Dominguez's start just yet. I mean, it's exciting, no doubt about it, but I need to see a longer track record of production. Personally, me. A longer sample size. But I am excited by what I see with Dominguez. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, well, plug. Wait for exactly. If we wait for and don't get him, it's a risk, Joel. An absolute. It's a risk that they have to be willing to take. And are they willing to lose out on other guys like Lee from Korea and just to wait? Because if they lose out on Soto and him, then they get nobody. Or if they're going to overpay for Bellinger, if they win away for Soto, you're not going to get Bellinger. They don't need to get Bellinger if they're going to wait for Soto. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do. If they get this Korean guy, then we know they're not going to go after Soto. So, but nevertheless, it's going to be a really interesting offseason. It's going to be a lot of activity going on this offseason. I'm probably going to put especially when this free agency opens, I'm probably going to put 10 videos a day because I'm going to make sure you have all the news, every move that happens, you'll get a video for it. That I promise you. So, and I want you to be in on every move. I want you to know exactly what's going on. Placing 70 retained for down stretch, and now he's like, yeah, Steven. Yep. Is CC? I don't think so, Aiden. Let me see. Let's see if I could pull up the. Let me see. I think I have the list of the participants And here we go. I'm gonna read off the list of the participants you got. Mariano Rivera, Jorge Posada, Andy Pettit, Joe Torre's going to be there. Ron Guidry, Tina Martinez, Paul O'Neill, Willie Randolph, Derek Jeter. Aaron Boone's going to be there. Hideki Matsui, David Cohn, Jeff Nelson. The widows of Thurman Munson and Whitey Ford, Bobby Mercer, and the widow of Billy Martin will be there too. So that's so far what we have. And I'm sure there'll be some other guys, but that's the list right now that I'm looking at right now from the Yankees. Old Timers Days tomorrow. Yep, 11:30. Why Aaron Judge? Because he's a player's manager. He's got the respect of his players, and they also know that you can't blame them for everything, despite what certain people say on YouTube. That's why. Can a player openly support a manager like that when the manager? Well, people are entitled to their opinions, JJ, but like it's not as bad as people think either. I mean, nobody would have taken this team to the World Series. Joe Torre, Girardi, none of them. He inherited a depleted roster, an injured roster. There's only so much he can do, but he kept his cool. You know, he backed his players. Players like managers who back them and don't throw them under the bus. So that's probably the reason why. But you have the captain of the team here strongly coming out and saying he's our guy. So when that happens, that matters. It really does. It really, really does. So that's my take on it, JD. We'll see, And when you have a captain standing up for the manager, that again, it makes a difference. It really does. Deion Sanders. Yeah, unfortunately, he's the head coach now at the University of Colorado football team. And they won their first game last week, 45-42, and he's building a good program over in Colorado. I'm really excited to see how well he does, getting a shot at the big time D1 program. But he was an exciting player to watch at the Yankees. He really was. I remember that inside the park home run. Shit, he was a lot of fun to watch. One of the best cornerbacks I've ever seen in my life. So he was unreal, unfreaking real. Baseball managers are overrated as a manager. It's about not getting in the way. Football, it's about how good you are. It's kind of I mean that makes sense. One plug again. The other problem is like there's so much hate, JJ, and they feed, especially on YouTube, they feed people every single day. Hate from Boone, hate for Cashman, and a certain audience starts to buy into it and starts to echo these sentiments. Yet none of them can defend their claims. None of them can come up with better ideas, better replacements. It's just trash. So that's why I don't find those attacks credible. And again, when your captain comes out on behalf of the manager, that matters. It does matter. It does matter. No. Old Timers Day early. Yeah, Old Timers Day early, yeah. At the end now, he's in college football season now, so they got a game tomorrow. Oh. Heard some sell the team chance. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Wink. I'm not surprised. Really not surprised. No, not surprised at all. Who's going to buy the team? And like people just are under the assumption that if someone else buys the team, it's all of a sudden going to be better. It's really not the way that it works. It's not that easy. There's a lot more to it than that. But again, people's opinions, which they're entitled to, they don't change the facts. So, no. Can't wait. I hope we sweep the freaking Jays or win 3 out of 4. 8. I really do. Jabba, yeah, Jabba, Dill Hughes, some of those dudes, man. Hell yeah. Raul Ibanez. Like, I would have David Justice. I would have some of these guys too. David Wells, Roger Clemens. Like, I would have some of these dudes there. Honestly, that'd be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A job at old timers, I think it would be. Yeah. That'd be an exciting venture. It really, really would. He was an exciting pitcher to watch. Even though it didn't pan out, unfortunately, long term, he was exciting to watch. I loved his energy. Loved his energy. Scott Brocious, another one. Yep. One of the best, number 9 hitters in baseball history. Like, clutch hero with the freaking Yankees. Clutch ass hero. Knobloch, another one, another clutch player with the Yankees. Yep. World champs. These guys are. This guy's got a lot of cred. A lot of cred. Which is good. Like Brocious, Knobloch. I like the fact that Pettit's there. Again, like some of these other dudes. Posada, I like that. I like that he's there. The Mets winning. I think they lost Aiden. I think they lost 5-2. Who else would I have at old timers there? I think well, you can't have Don Mattingly now because he's coaching with the Blue Jays. I would love to have him now. Patino's going to be there. Who else? Homer Bush or Ricky Leday. Bernie. Yeah, exactly. Opinions are like noses or they're like buttholes. Everybody's got one, Texas. Exactly. Soho, another one. Clutch, fun player. 100%. 100%. How much pay? I did a video on this, and they have about $70 million coming off the books. So, pretty decent amount of payroll coming off the books. Yankees. So, they can afford to get some guys. I saw Soriano is jacked, man. He looks like he's put on 50 pounds of muscle. Like, he's got diesel, man. Soriano, I have seen him. It's pretty remarkable. Pretty freaking remarkable. So, who else? Who else? Again, I would love Wells and Clemens here, honestly. Graham Lloyd to go along with Jeff Nelson. Like, I would love some of these guys. Gardy would be fun too, Wink. Yeah, Gardy would be a fun time. Nick Swisher would be fun. Like, you never know. I mean, those guys weren't on the '98 team, but they might still be there. Banya's another one, yeah. Yamamoto would be similar to Nakai. I would agree. They're both coming from the NPB. So Duque is another one. Yes, Duque. Love it. You guys are taking us back. Taking us back to '98, baby. But yeah, Yamamoto is a good, 25-year-old right-handed pitcher. He's probably going to cost as much as Tanaka, and the team's going to have to pay a posting fee to get him, to get his team to post him, because they have not confirmed they're going to post him yet. And then you could probably get him a probably 6-year deal. You got to give him an opt-out after 3 or 4 years too, so you can go back on the market. So just like they did with they did with some other folks, I would give him an opt-out to secure his services here. Ruben Sierra. Yes. Jesse Barfield. Like, yeah. Dave Winfield. Another one. Ricky Henderson. Got a lot of these guys. Darryl Strawberry. Dwight Gooden. They just had their numbers officially retired from the Mets a couple days ago. So congratulations to both of them. Kudos to them. Pudge Rider. Yeah, unfortunately, Pudge wasn't here long enough to be an old-timers day. He was a trade deadline kid. He was only here for like 3 months on plug, but it'd be an interesting one if they brought him up. I mean, it really, really would be. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys you can bring in for Yankees all time. There's no doubt about that. A lot of guys. So that's it, gang. That's what I got. I mean, tomorrow again. Hopefully, it doesn't pour. You don't get torrential storms. Hopefully, old timers they happen. So hopefully, the game is played. And Randy Johnson, imagine that, man. Man. Even though he had a tumultuous um, career here, Hall of Famer, first ballot, Randy. Pudge too. Pudge too. We probably have Dominguez starting opening day in center field, Justin. I think Javier Abreu is another good one. I think he's going to get every opportunity to be the starting center fielder, which is why I think they're going to invest in a good left fielder, which again even if you make Everson Pereira available or expendable in the trade, or you make him the fourth outfielder. Perez, he obviously shows that he can hit too. But like having Dominguez in center to continue to develop, have Judge and Wright, and you get one of these major league left fielders. And, they're in a good spot. They're definitely in a good spot. So, greatest closer of all time, Mariano Rivera, baby. The Sandman. He's all time, Brian. All freaking time, baby. The GOAT. The absolute GOAT. Man, Mariano, he had pretty much one pitch that nobody can hit. So, it's like criminally underrated. He really was. The problem with Randy Johnson is the Yankees got him when he was like almost 40. Had they got him 10 years prior to that, it would have probably been a different story. And they had the opportunity to get him after 98. So, and then it didn't happen. Don't know why, but it didn't happen. But, yeah. And they got him too late, Randy Johnson. So, that's for damn sure. Shota. He's another guy, Aiden. He's like a 30-year-old left-handed crafty pitcher. He's like a back of a rotation type guy. I would not pick him over Yamamoto. I would want Yamamoto first. But if you can get Yamamoto and this guy, then you add two starters. If you get this guy and like an Aaron Nola, you've had two starters. So I think it would be a wise idea for the Yankees to get two starters no matter what. Really. No. Yeah, he had chronic back stuff, one plug. Yeah, but he held it together for probably the most dominant left-handed pitcher of all time in history. No, he's just he's one of the most fearsome, dominant pitchers of all time. 6'10", lanky, he threw hard. Oh man, 4 consecutive Cy Youngs, multiple perfect no hitters. He had a perfect game. He was, he had a lot. First ballot Hall of Famer too. No. Yeah, I hope same here, Dev. I hope we don't lose power to with the storm here. So here's hoping to all of you is being safe throughout the potential storm. I'm gonna appreciate all you coming on. Give me your feedback, your insights. Tomorrow's another day. Let's work for the Yankees to win this game against the Brewers tomorrow. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Dominguez, Judge, and Trout. Oh man, when we got Trout like 5 years ago, I'd be all over that. But I would pass on Trout now, unfortunately. But that's just me. I love Mike Trout, though, Justin. Love him. But yeah, peace and love to all of you. Thank you again, as always. And we'll be back here tomorrow.